Hello, everyone, and welcome. So today, the daily guidance, it's available on Patreon. Now, for today's message on the daily guidance, there's a lot of mature topics, very sensitive topics that would require different layers of explanation. Therefore, I was guided not to share it. But if you're interested in listening to it, it's a very, very, I feel, important message for those who feel led to it. Okay? Now, there's a message coming through. It was trying to come through yesterday. I wasn't able to really grasp it yesterday. So I allowed myself to sit and try to saturate with whatever's trying to come through, and I feel like it's coming through now. And it's important for you all to remember why we're here. And I think I say this a lot, but I think the more it's said in different ways, it will be, received better. But why we're here to experience, right? We're here to experience. That's the goal. And in order to fully experience, you have to give yourself the permission to make mistakes. You have to give yourself permission to make mistakes, because a part of the experience is getting it wrong. Not because getting it wrong is right, but because a part of getting it right is you must see the opposite. You must understand the opposite. That's what makes it whole. Everything is two things at the same time. It's right and it's wrong. It's true and it's false. It's good and it's bad. Everything has two sides. A part of the illusion we are dealing with is we're only used to seeing one side. We hear one side of the story and we think that's the truth. We get one person's point of view and we see that as the whole truth. We are here to feel what everything feels like. So if you haven't tried something with all your heart, put all your might into something, and then fail, you still got more to experience. If you haven't fallen madly in love and then feel abandoned by your true love, you got more to experience. If you haven't succeeded at something, watch your lifetime dream come true and then watch it being taken away. You haven't experienced everything yet. There's still more for you to experience. If you haven't been betrayed, lied on, rejected, humiliated, taken advantage of, your soul is begging you to gain those experiences so that you can rise. We are here to feel what everything feels like, the good and the bad. That's how we become whole. Now, if you are empathetic and you can feel what your neighbor is going through with your neighbor, you can have compassion and you can walk in their shoes and fully understand what they're going through from a heart space, then it doesn't have to be your personal experience. If you can recall past lives, you can feel it through that as well. But if You are like a walking robot. Or if you're on default mode, or if you're making decisions purely out of fear, you might want to start asking yourself some questions here. Because we're not here to get everything right and play it safe. We're literally here to fall on our face sometimes and then get back up. So, a big part of those who incarnated right now, if you're here, if you're listening to me, if you're walking on planet Earth right now, a huge part of what you're doing is clearing ancestral patterns. You're breaking generational patterns that have kept you, your loved ones, the ones before you, the ones after you, to change the way things flow for your bloodline. That is a part of your task. You know, this is making me remember my son. He had a test to do, biology. And he was just afraid that he would fail. And he kept saying, you know, what if I fail? What would happen? And all his questions were on the trajectory of failure. You know, what if this? And then, okay, and if I do all of these, and then I still fail, and then if I do get this, and I had to stop him. I said, but when you pass, though, this is what happens. And then you get to do this after you pass. And I kept having to shift his trajectory from failure to pass. Like every time I gave him hope and I told him, like, you can do this, he kept wondering, but what if I don't, Mom? What if I don't? And it's like he felt it to the core of who he was, that he just may not pass. And I had to snap him out of it. And I was in the experience fully. I literally feel like I went into the experience and I had to just tell him, every time I put you on this path, you keep taking me off and taking me back onto your path of doomsday failure. And I told him, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because if I had that type of pattern of thinking, where we are today as a family, we wouldn't be here. And it's like everything flashed before my eyes. If I had his thought pattern, I saw myself on that timeline, and it wasn't the first time I saw that timeline. You know, I was taken back to it. I felt like I was literally moving through that timeline as if it was real, and I was just overweight, and I was miserable, and I was so unhappy. I was very nagging. And in that timeline, I was a terrible, I think I was a manager at work or something, and they didn't like me, and I actually liked that the people didn't like me, and I took pleasure in it. And it was just a terrible feeling, and I just said, oh gosh, no. I had to break free from that timeline. And I said I would be a mom who you just couldn't stand. Because my unhappiness of my life would be on you if I would have stayed in that situation. And I had to really enforce, this is not you thinking. This is default mode. You shake that off because you're going to pass this test. This has to be instilled. It has to be ingrained in you. And I have to remind them, we come from a bloodline of warriors. There is nothing and no one who can tell me I can't do something. Ever. It is impossible that I can't do something. If I say I'm going to do something, it is already done. And that's final. And I just have to really, really remind them, like, you sit up straight. You make your shoulders straight. You put your chin up. And he passed the test. And that feeling that I felt, and it's like, these are things that come up just so you can feel your spirit. And when I get into that mode, I know there's something trying to keep you in that illusion. And I say, hell no. I say no, because it's a downward spiral from there. We don't even entertain those thoughts. And when they come up, it's okay. Okay, let me see why you're here. And then I have to say, but that just doesn't resonate with me, though. I'm going to fail the test. That don't even feel right. Why would I even consider that as an option? It don't even feel right for me. I do not claim that. And these are things that need to be instilled in our children at a young age. You are important. You can do whatever you say you can do. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't do something. Not even me. And you're not here to follow my rules. You're not here to follow anybody else's rules either. You're here to do what you say you're here to do. Always remember that. Because I know there will be days when me as your mother is disappointed in the choices you make. But you're here to live your life. I'm supposed to disagree with your decisions at times. Whenever you're doing whatever is right for you, you're supposed to feel 100% holy in that, even if I don't want you to. Period. So, all of that is to say, watch where you're getting the beliefs, the rules you're giving yourself, why you're doing it. Have you been taught that if you do this, you're a sinner? Who gave you that belief system? Who gave you that belief system? That this should not be done. You can't do this. Of course, everything has cause and effect, so there's consequences that come with every action. But if you're ready and willing to deal with what comes next, as long as you're not hurting someone else and you're not infringing on someone else's free will, go for it. Okay, so I'm going to move on here because I'm feeling the message coming in here. Some of you, there's something you need to say. I'm seeing a throat here. Something you need to say. It helps you close out. Actually, I guess this is because I'm seeing the world. It helps you become more well-rounded with people everywhere. It helps you connect, honestly. Some of you may want to travel the world. Here, you want to go on a journey. There's something someone needs to say, and it close out some kind of cycle here with the world. It puts you on the right trajectory of your life. So some of y'all, what's blocking what's next is communicating something. Here, it's that simple for somebody. Okay, now I see the man. I see a man. Oh my gosh. I see a heart. So I'm feeling like a lot of you are embracing. You're doing heart chakra work. Your masculine energy. Your masculine energy is opening up. Okay. So yeah, it's opening up. It's ready to express in a more loving, compassionate way. I see. Okay, so yeah, we are working on the divine masculine energy, so a lot of you are starting to embrace it. Okay, so this is about being vulnerable, speaking. Oh, so some of you actually expressing your love, allowing yourself to express your feelings, really, your feelings. How do you feel? Okay. So I feel like this is actually very important. They're starting with this because on this journey, yes, on this journey, you're going to be speaking with people everywhere, interacting with different, diverse, yes, I see. Being able to speak through your heart, you connect with everyone. That's what this is. So this is you creating a healthy connection with those you love because you're embracing. The masculine is embracing his femininity, the feminine. Okay, the masculine is embracing the feminine. There's someone you need to express your love to here. Okay, because they're not moving on from this. This is here. Someone needs to express their love. And it could be to your children. It can be to a romantic partner. It's just someone needs to allow themselves to express what they feel. This seems to be very important, almost like it's the action that opens up so much more opportunities. It's almost, I see. If you're at that space where you're open and you're receptive and you're communicating your feelings, even if it puts you in a vulnerable space, you're very far on your journey. That's what this is saying. You're closing out major, I see. Others, once you do this, everything else opens up. There's something about being able to speak your truth here. Okay. So, wow. Trust what some of you're getting intuitive nudges to do something, or just an intuitive nudge that makes you feel something, right? It takes you to a memory. Trust that. There's something in it. There's something in it. The other day I remember buying a fruit at the supermarket, and I was able to taste the fruit. And it literally took me to an experience when I was a child. And that experience kind of unlocked a heap of questions that I had. It took me, like, I was able to, it was an epiphany moment, basically. I'm feeling here that something is trying to get you all to take an action. It's an action that might put you in a space where you feel uncomfortable. You feel I don't want to say unsafe. You feel like your guards are down, right? Yes. Like you feel open. All of your defense mechanisms, you let them go, basically. There's something, okay, so being in a space where you can receive your abundance, wow. You have to let those guards down. You know, today's daily, the daily for Friday, November 4th is what I'm speaking of. It talked about this. Being free, being open with your energy. Yeah. Wow. This is what's going to actually help with breaking down a lot of barriers for many. I feel like that's the key. You're here to live, to be free. So much have been indoctrinated. So much systems are in place to where it's hard to be free. Even like the freedom of choice. The belief that if you make a choice, this would happen. That's that fear program. But you're here to be free. Many of you are on a whole different level. Some of you, what got you on this whole different level is you finally walked away from something. A lot of the things that many have walked away from are belief systems. You finally stop believing certain things, and it's helping you. I'm seeing someone like glide away, and they're going up. So, there's something about income coming through. I see a different masculine here. I see a different masculine, and there's he has coins in his hand, but he's giving the coin. So there's some income coming in to your masculine energy. It's coming through your masculine? Okay, I see. The masculine is worried about income. This is your masculine energy. I'm talking to each of you as an individual. Yes, you can substitute it for someone else, but when I say the masculine or the feminine, I'm referring to your masculine energy or your feminine energy here. Okay. So your masculine energy is really concerned about money, but I see you receiving it. So some of you have some income coming in or unexpected income that will be coming through here. Yes. Yes. Actually, I'm seeing something you're expecting, you're waiting, it's coming in. So if you're waiting, now I'm seeing the feminine waiting. Your feminine energy is about to receive from the masculine something of value here. Now I feel like they are speaking some of you, this is an actual situation that's going to occur. There's a masculine coming into your life to give to your feminine. So this is an actual two different energies now I'm seeing. The masculine side of you is now giving to your feminine. Something that the feminine can actually say, wow, this actually is real. And this is what's happening globally, actually. Our masculine energy is starting to be more receptive and open to our feminine energy. The merging is happening, y'all. As the masculine energy becomes more receptive, the feminine energy receives. So as you allow yourself to be more open, this is you're no longer forcing things. You're allowing things to happen. That's what this is. You will start receiving. This is how your abundance comes through. If your masculine is guarded, there's nothing that can get through that guard. So unless you're open and receptive, whatever you're waiting for and whatever you're expecting to come in, it cannot come through. This will require you to be vulnerable. And this is that energy of, yes, you may make mistakes, but it's loving yourself in everything that happens and knowing that it's going to be a part of your records, okay? What we're doing is we are expanding the Akashic records. As we experience, as we feel what we feel, all of these go into the Akashic records and it becomes a part of the collective consciousness. That's all that's happening. We're widening our views. We're becoming one. We're learning to understand that each person is us in a whole different avatar. But we are, like, I am every woman. You are every man. You are every woman. I am every man. It's that energy. And if I can see that when I interact with each individual, if you can see that when you interact with each individual, you're grasping it. You're understanding what this experience is about. So the feminine is, oh my God. So the feminine is receiving because the masculine is in the space where he's allowing. Wow. There is a merging happening and I see, okay, I keep getting like a journey. There's some kind of journey. I've been getting travel, journey. I know we're in holiday season. There's going to be a lot of travel. But I think this is more symbolic, actually. Many of you, you're about to get on. It's a whole different experience now. Like the things you have been experiencing in the past are changing. I think they're trying to get me to say something or say it in a different way. There's a path that you're being put on. And in this path, you're going to feel more togetherness. There's more of I'm seeing more of a union here. So a lot of you, this is going to be with someone. Let go of any concern, any doubt. I feel like that holds, it puts things on hold when you're overthinking or when you're trying to figure something out. You want to let that, when you're trying hard to figure something out, you want to let that go and let it be, because that's the masculine energy not allowing. It's guards down. it shows up as resistance, basically. Okay? So there's no need to worry, basically. That's where I'm going here. So yes, relationships are playing a huge role in the shift right now. It's also important to understand the bigger picture. The bigger picture, with what we're experiencing now, the bigger picture is very important because it's almost never what you think it is. And what I mean by that is, if you meet someone, to assume that you met that person because they are the one, it's not that. Not that I'm saying that they can't be the one, but to assume automatically that I just met this person, I feel a strong bond, so they must be the one. That you want to not allow yourself to get too deep into that, right? No expectation, because their goal is to get certain energy swirling around you. This is how you attract. So many of you will actually attract a person into your life so that you can have a feeling of gratefulness, so that you can feel that there's something there with you, experiencing what you're experiencing with you. Not so that you can say, oh, they came into my life during this period, and the reading I listened to last week said I was going to meet someone. Therefore, they must be that person, and I'm going to now expect that they show up as the perfect partner. You don't want to do that. Relationships are coming in to help with changing the vibration around you. So when a new person enters your life, just know there's something for you to be grateful for. Just the entrance of a new energy in your life should bring in the feeling of gratefulness. And as you are able to truly allow yourself to experience these new energies without labeling them or having expectations on them, they will morph into exactly what they're supposed to be. Some of these energies are temporary. Some are there just for a short period. And when they leave, it dissolves naturally with no animosity. There's a lot of energy around right now. Okay, there's a lot of angels, guardians. We have a lot of benevolent beings around us. So if you're feeling some kind of energy around you, just know you're not alone. They are loving energies to help with the shift. Many of you are asking for help. It's coming through your ancestors. It's coming through people, loved ones who's passed on. It's coming through your angels, your guides. Okay? This is actually helping with your soul power. So it's like the soul is taking over and the shadow is getting put in its place, like in a good way. It was at the head now, and it was leading, right? So now we're putting our soul at the head. They're merging, basically. You're tapping into who you truly are. That's what I'm feeling here. So animals are playing a role. You might see butterflies, you might see rabbits or turtles, cats, birds, even horses. These are just all different creatures that they serve as a gift, actually. So if you have an animal, a dog, I feel like your dog is some type of spirit guide for you, in a sense, here. And they're like our companions that have lessons to share with you. That's why they're here. And they actually help with opening up your heart and soul if you have a pet. So it's time to really embody a relationship with yourself. It's time to honor and nurture yourself. And this helps with removing negative feelings and emotions that, come from the past. And it's time for peace, guys. That's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like serenity. Okay. So the holiday season is very important because it's going to bring in a lot of feeling of love. You feel a lot of warmth around this time of year, and we're moving into that time, and it's going to help a lot with really merging into the next phase of this shift. So many of you, I see you enjoying yourself, family, friends, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Stay optimistic because I'm seeing a lot of good things happening in many people's life when it comes to love, social part of your life. I'm seeing a lot of positive energy there. Many of you, if you met someone, I'm seeing like a bond getting deeper around the holiday season. It's like a closeness happening here. So others of you, there's people you're being called to disconnect from, actually, because there's new love coming in. Many of you are going to be meeting new people around the holiday season. That's coming through very strong here. Whatever you feel guided to do, trust that. Trust that, because it's going to help you with letting go of insecurities and allowing new energies in. Allow new energies in. When it comes to that, that's all I'm going to say. Allow new energies in, because as you do more allowing of new energies to come in, you become more open. And this allows you to receive more. Many of you are waiting on something. It cannot come in if you are in this place where you feel like you need to guard yourself. Because with that guard that you have, nothing can get through that. So once you're ready to let those guards down, then you can say, it's coming. My abundance is coming because I'm letting my guards down and I'm trusting. Okay, so I'm seeing the word no, and I'm seeing it twice. So some of you, there's some question you have. The answer is no. This feels like an adamant no here. I see it twice, and I'm seeing it over and over. So I don't know who that's for, and I don't know what it's referring to. But there's a no here. Some of you may have been thinking something, and the answer is no. Okay, so many will have to choose a new direction. That's where your abundance is. So many of you, whatever it is you may be trying to hold on to, the answer is no. Go in a different route. Choose a different direction. And that's where your abundance is. And I feel like it might get a little bit challenging because they're also encouraging you not to stop and to keep going. I'm feeling like they're just trying to give different messages for different people who are in different spots on their journey, right? All of you are in different locations on this journey, and I feel like depending on what location you are in on your journey, you can take something from what's coming through, because it's coming through from different places and it feels a little fragmented. So just take it if it's yours and leave it if it's not, right? Actually, I was right about to tell you guys you might want to meditate, and I was about to close out because I'm starting to feel a little bit, my energy is getting low here, and I'm getting for you guys to meditate. Meditate on anything that comes to you and it won't leave you, right? Even a trigger, meditate on it. That way you can kind of integrate with that energy that's trying to come through. Anything that needs to be let go of, let it go. If you're looking for answers, they're coming. And many of you have a new romantic cycle that's beginning. New love seems to be the way that they get new energy around. many of you. I think that's why that keeps coming up. New love brings in a whole new feeling. So when a new person enters your life, just know that there's a new energy that's trying to happen for you. Again, I have to emphasize on the fact that just because a new love comes in, do not start labeling it as the one. However, with the energy I'm getting, I feel like new relationships that start right now have very, very good potential, but you want to take it slow and you want to go with the flow, right? Pasito, pasito. Right. Slowly. I think that's what that means. Okay. Yes, slow. Like, take things slowly, guys. All right. So, if something feels like it's moving too fast and you feel like you're probably getting a nudge to slow down, retreat, retreat for a few days. It's okay to do that. Yes, love yourself. Y'all want to make sure you're looking good. You're feeling good. Let's say that. Feel good about yourself when you walk out the house, because y'all going to be meeting people. I'm getting this so strongly. It just keeps coming up. Yep, and I see a lot of communication. I see a lot happening all at once. I see a lot happening. Wow, and it's coming from a loving space. The energy is coming in now. There's something about it that you can trust. Trust it. Because I feel like as you start interacting with these new energies, they're trying to get me to say this in a different way, so bear with me. As you guys are interacting with these new energies, there's something about your ability to manifest your power that is wow. It's magnified, amplified. Give me a second here. 11:11. I don't know, something's gonna that's coming up. I'm seeing 11:11. Loving relationships are happening right now. Loving connections, unions are happening right now. There's strong bonds happening here. A lot of you are meeting someone who's going to have an important role in your life. Here. There's something about these connections. I don't know what they're trying to get me to say. The role of the people that are coming in your life is for you to remain optimistic. What's happening here is that many are not allowing it. I feel a lot of you all, it's not the person, it's like looking at it in the wrong way. Okay, I see. Not seeing the bigger picture of why these people are coming into your life. That's the holdup for many people. Many people are thinking the reason this person is in my life is because they're here to stay and they need to be right. No, when they come in, their role, some of their role is temporary, period. Some of their role is to rock your world and leave, period. And those who are treading lightly, they're not allowing themselves to experience. And also a lot of the messages that are you all are receiving from different outlets are telling you, hey, don't trust this, don't trust that. And that's you still working out of that energy where you're guarded. And you all are taking these advice and these messages that are being given to you all, they're trying to help you all with the messages, but it's not helping. That's what I'm getting. It's not helping. Just because the person's intent is to help doesn't mean it has that outcome. A lot of the messages that are being reinforced is, oh, you shouldn't trust this. Oh, this is, and they're probably right, but it's for you to determine if you should trust it. A lot of y'all want to just go within and ask yourself, should I trust? Because some of these things that you're being told not to trust, you should, and some of these things you're being told to trust, you shouldn't. So everything is for each person. You should rely on your own inner wisdom, your own understanding, not another person's understanding, even if it's coming from someone who has good intention. Advice from a loved one, our parents, those who care about us, they really are giving us genuinely good advice. No, baby, don't do that because it's this, it's that. And they're going by their own experience. You have your own experience to have. You're here to experience your own life. Living through other people, we're stopping that. So go within. Trust what you feel. All messages are not for you. Every message that hits your ear is not for you. Discernment is important right now. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there. I feel it was long and, kind of reinforcing a lot of messages that have already come out. But I feel like there's something in here there's something that someone needed to hear in here. That's how I'm being shown this. Okay, so I hope it was helpful. You guys have a good weekend. I do encourage, if you feel led to listen to the daily guidance for November 4th. There is a lot of things in there that I feel it can maybe lead you to a huge epiphany. It's just very sensitive things were discussed. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I really hope this was helpful. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next time.